So there's this question about entrepreneurship that I get asked a lot. It's in two folds. People ask how can they get funding for their project, or should they even choose between entrepreneurship and public service. Okay, and then the next one is how to even know whether the project is viable, whether the project is successful, what to put in place. Usually people ask me looking at how I've been able to forge my way through with mine, and when I tell them that it was tough, they don't really believe it. And when I tell them it's smooth, then I think we are not being fair to them because it's not that smooth. Okay, but I was listening to a presentation, one by Joel Deck and one by my dad. Joel Deck said that we have moved from the linear relationship of things, where now things can be affected by a diversity of factors. Okay, more like a more sophisticated algorithm of things, which is true. He made a very nice presentation about that, which I can share upon request on the event that happened. And then my dad also said you have to have a personal SWOT analysis. Now, what he said is that there is strength and weaknesses, which is an internal factor. Okay, then opportunities and what threats, they are external factor. Now, opportunities and threats are stuff that we cannot really determine. Okay, they don't depend on us, they're extrinsic. But a business, as an entrepreneur, you are riding an opportunity and it's going to have threats. Now, when you ride an opportunity, you are going to realize that you have weaknesses. Okay, so I made my last video, I was saying that the weaknesses you have to learn to develop. Okay, so now let's talk about the strengths, and this really ties in with something I really see, that I see over and over again, that when you are young, from the time you are born till the time you are 20 years, I've taught this in the timeline of life, that is the opportunity for you to build strength. You learn language, you learn music, you learn dance, okay, you learn communication, you learn arithmetic, you learn social skills, you learn technical skills, computer skills. You are building strength. Okay, so success in entrepreneurship is when one or a system of these your strengths jumps upon an opportunity that you can actually use to serve people's needs. You get it? So what I'm trying to say, that when you start, I've seen a lot of people trying to bid for sponsorship, trying to bid for support, and they have already employed 2, 3, 4 people with an idea. I'm like, dude, even you are not employed, or maybe you have some job somewhere. So your first successful entrepreneurial agenda, the first successful one, will be one that your strengths are sufficient to meet the opportunity. Then as you begin to build, you can begin to automate a few other stuff around you. But if your strengths are not sufficient to meet the opportunity, you are broke, you are young, no credibility, and you have a wonderful opportunity, you can see, you can tell. We've had that a lot of times. And then you want to mobilize resources to solve it. You don't have money, you don't have the skills, you need a computer scientist, you need an engineer, and you realize that you need so much. Dude, there are a lot of people out there who have seen the stuff, who need so much. But for you to be successful, at least the first project, the kick-off, you have to be sufficient in your strengths to meet the opportunity at hand. Then you begin to develop your weaknesses to be able to tackle the threats that are at hand. I don't know, I just thought about this. It was not scripted, it was not put together. Tell me, maybe in the comments, let's see. But this thing is so hard. Like, I thought about realizing that this is so true, because my first successful business was because my strengths were sufficient to meet the opportunity I had. And when my strengths were no longer sufficient, I had to start now bringing in people to complement me so that we can meet the need at hand. So think about that. It's really something you really have to do if you want to be successful in entrepreneurship. Thank you.